Warning, mature content ahead. You are now entering the Atomic Nerd Alert. Alright, welcome Dorkosaur Army. It has been a long time.
Oh my gosh.
This is the new, improved COVID-19 2020 podcast.
Don't even get me started on that.
I am your host, Jordan, and I am with my new partner since my other one is out and about in the real world protecting them eyeballs with her job.
Yes.
So
she's also getting ready to get married.
Yeah, she's starting
July.
to get married. It's been quite a bit. It's been 3 years?
No, it's actually been... The last time we did an Atomic Nerd Alert was 2016.
2016.
Because it was sometime in 2016, and then afterwards 2017 happened, and then you and I moved out in March of 2017 into our own place. Unfortunately, it's not the best as far as sound quality.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working on that, so you might be hearing like a fridge going off in the background. We're just trying to get our bearings on what's going to sound the best.
To soundproof the place a bit. It's not the ideal for location.
Yeah, especially for recording things.
Yeah. But anyway, that is a familiar voice that you have probably heard a while ago, and that is Holly.
Yes.
The sister, the straighty of the of the Nerd Alert. So let's jump on into it.
What are we going to be talking about today, Jordan?
All right, since it is a lockdown in your house, there is a plethora of films out there.
Oh.
One of the best one, I work in the movie theater, my personal right now. One I have seen multiple times that a lot of people don't really care for.
Are you thinking of the same one I'm thinking of?
I think we are.
Are we thinking of Harley Quinn with Birds of Prey?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, I love this film.
So, Birds of Prey. That is by far one of the best films I've seen before our shelter in place.
I have to agree.
So, what were your initial thoughts on seeing it for the first time and then going back and seeing it for the second?
So my first initial thoughts was the first time seeing the film, I wanted to enjoy it and be like, oh my gosh, I love Harley Quinn. She's like one of my favorite anti-heroes in the whole comic book nerd era. And I just wanted to see what this film it was about her. But then when I heard Birds of Prey, I'm like, is this going to be the start of Birds of Prey again?
Yeah. They've done several, DC has done several Birds of Prey, from the TV show back in the day to now.
Yes.
But
and I prefer the film version of when they got together with Birds of Prey with the movie.
See, I kind of enjoyed that they did change the title just so it's easier to look up in box offices.
Right.
Because it's mostly a story about Harley Quinn, which it's Birds of Prey and the emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Correct.
It mostly has Margot Robbie just doing her thing, and there versus actually having Birds of Prey, which Margot Robbie there, we'll get into a little bit later about her awesomeness.
Yes.
But initially when I first saw the film, I was laughing mostly. It had that Deadpool sort of vibe to it, where it's like very fast paced and it keeps cutting in with the fourth wall breaks. And
oh, definitely, I caught that right off the bat too.
Yeah, that was pretty enjoyable because like it's easy to see that on screen, easy to follow. But a lot of people have had a lot of criticisms because it was more so like a Deadpool, like they were trying to do a Deadpool. But to be fair, Deadpool is a rip-off of Deathstroke. So people that thought it was originally like a rip-off of that style.
Yeah, I can see that. And I can also see where a lot of the fans are, oh, well, why is Harley Quinn doing this when it's already been done by Deadpool?
Yeah.
Why have two anti-hero from different, like, parents of the whole comic book universe?
See, I didn't see Suicide Squad, the first one. I did see the Joker, but coming in from not knowing much about Suicide Squad, seeing like a lot of the backlash, because it was mostly a lot of people were putting a lot of the blame on Will Smith with not doing as well as Deadshot. That pretty much ruined the film going into it. A lot of people were taken aback by this is the movie of Harley Quinn's girlfriend. Like, I work in the box office, and mostly like a lot of our guests that would come in is saying, oh, what's Birds of Prey? And I'm like, it's a DC film about a bunch of ladies that are just kicking ass and taking names, and their boyfriends or their husbands would turn to them and say, I'm not watching that chick flick there, that's about Joker's girlfriend. She's not Joker's girlfriend anymore.
No.
Not at all.
No. I don't want to give too much away from the film because I don't want to give out spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But there might be a little spoiler leakage here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
Just be aware of that we might give a little spoiler about the film. And yeah,
yeah, so far we haven't really gone into any spoiler categories just yet.
But if it does happen, just know that we're not trying to ruin the film for you. We're just trying to give our take on certain aspects that we absolutely loved about the film in certain scenes.
Right. So with that, looking at from like my personal, from being in the box office, and then also being like really involved and looking at like comic book news and everything, there was a lot of toxic backlash about it. Some of the criticisms are incredibly poignant and valid, but looking at a lot of the others saying, oh, it didn't do that well in the box office, and it was absolutely terrible, and it didn't make its money back. It did. Definitely did.
No, it truly
especially
did.
Like worldwide. But a lot of people didn't really want to take a chance on it because of a couple things. One, it's a fully female-driven film. It is queer as hell.
Yep.
And it's also like riding the coattails of Suicide Squad, which was absolutely terrible, that I didn't even want to watch it.
I didn't want to watch Suicide Squad mostly because I get that they're trying to do different takes on certain characters, but for me, Jared Leto's the Joker, it was not appealing.
It was the weakest Joker.
Not appealing to me.
Yeah.
So I did not watch it.
Like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was top notch. I know you didn't see it because you personally couldn't.
No, that...
It was too intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
And with mental health and all that, we'll get into another topic on that in a later episode, but I would not be able to handle that film.
Yeah. Which, that's completely valid with some of it is people didn't want to watch it because it would take away from... in some aspects, felt like it would take away from all the harrowing dispositions of the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal, because it was like literally back to back. It was October for the Joker, and then the end of December for Birds of Prey into January.
Right.
So it with Birds of Prey, it was mostly fun and funky. It did have a lot of what's that movie? The Attack of the Killer Clowns sort of vibe in it.
I haven't seen Attack of the Killer Clowns, so I wouldn't really know.
Okay, so we're gonna drop into spoiler territory here. At the ending, the end big battle that Harley has with Huntress and Renee Montoya and Canary. She is in a funhouse, and that funhouse, the way they had it set up, is very reminiscent of like Attack of the Killer Clowns, where there's just like giant over the top hands, and there's like in Attack of the Killer Clowns there was giant over the top pod people, but they were all in cocoons of cocoons of cotton candy. And they were running, like all the people. Yeah, I know, it's really weird. But all the people were like just running around, and it was kind of trippy, and just going through, seeing everything that's there. It felt like that, going through that fun house, that they're just like all that spinning cameras and everything. And it's just superb, which... Yeah. Some of the cinematography in it was absolutely superb, which I do have to hand it to, I don't know what his name is. I feel bad that I don't know what his name is. But one of the cameramen, when Huntress is sliding down the slide, he actually broke his shoulder, or I think, double check me on that. But with that scene, when you see the two coming down really fast, and it just like flips over to when they're coming out of the tunnel versus like when they're inside the tunnel.
So are you meaning when she goes down first and then the bad guy goes down after her? And
and Huntress like jumps over on top of him and then just like starts beating him. That one there, the dude almost took out, or he did take out, the cameraman. And that's why when it hit really hard. It made a fantastic shot.
Yes, it did.
But that dude, I applaud him so much, because first I would be like, is the camera okay? But
yeah, that is your first instinct, since you are a mascot major.
Yeah, since I do videography, photography, and all this for pretty much a living. But it was one of those, I was like, wow, that shot. Yeah. That's an awesome shot. We barely see that shot, like, in the grocery store as well.
Oh, the camera mounted on the basket cart.
Inside the basket cart and everything, where it was down low. Like, whoever... I'd have to like double check on the names.
Like, whoever came up with some of these incredible shots...
It just made the story like even more appealing visually by itself. Like, it felt like if you're playing one of the Lego DC villains. It felt like one of those. Like, it was super fun. Like, mostly it was not like the best film ever. It wasn't like the best script ever, but it was enjoyable.
Like, there could have been certain things that could have been done a little better. But the way that they did it made it a fun film to watch.
Exactly. And there's recently a clip that is going around with Margot Robbie doing her own stunts that people are like, what the hell? She actually did that? A lot of my actor friends in theater, they're like, this is goals here.
I heard like 90% of the stunts that she did. I could be wrong on that. But I heard that she did 90% of the stunts herself.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, especially as a female actress in this day and age.
Like, it just goes to show, like, she even produced it. She was one of the producers for it.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, like, how much these actors are willing to be, like, complete
No, I want to do
athletes.
this myself. Teach me how to do it, and I'm going to do it myself. That's what I love about acting these days.
Yeah, they're complete athletes when you really think about it. But like Margot with the one scene that keeps going out around and around everywhere is the one where she's
evidence
with the evidence locker. Evidence lockup.
Oh, that is an awesome scene.
Yeah, she like jumped on the giant dude, like punched him, like not really punched him obviously, but like punched him and then rolled over top of him and then just was like taking out the other one with the baseball bat, and it's just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
A lot of strength, which we don't
a
have.
lot of core there too, because like you have to, when you're doing the acting portion of that,
Right.
you have to make sure that you have your voice and your movement all together, which that would go into like an Arthur Lesack sort of vibe there. But like when you have that full momentum to keep going with the momentum,
Correct.
with the baseball bat, like she could have easily like thrown that, and that could have easily fell out of her hands the way
Right.
that she was doing everything, instead of like going through with the follow through and then stopping dead right there. That takes a lot of core and strength.
And control. A lot of control.
Oh, yeah. So I'm kind of glad that they did not have much audio, like many lines during that scene.
Right.
Because, like, holy crap, with her doing that, she would not have enough breath to say her lines as well.
I mean, because I used to do choir back in high school, and one of the shows that we did was kind of like a show choir in a way.
Yeah.
Where we did a dance routine, like show choir, and I was still out of breath.
Yeah.
Like, all of us girls in that choir were completely out of breath by, like, our 5th song in.
Yeah, you guys weren't trained with like
No.
the proper breathing and how to
Right.
move with your body and how to actually breathe with each
Exactly.
movement.
And that's what I wanted us to practice in that, but we didn't get a chance to get around to it.
Yeah.
Because if we did that, then we would have been able to not be as breathy when we started to sing again. So kind of like in this, if there was more speaking, wouldn't be as breathy after doing all those amazing stunts.
Yeah, like I can't imagine that being done on stage. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Stage is completely different than in film, because with film you can make anything look like anything, but with stage
and with film, if you can't get that line right then and there, there's always ADR afterwards that they can just plug it in.
That.
But if it's live on stage, there's no ADR.
Oh no, that's what I really admire, the people that do stage acting. I think Margot Robbie also did a good few stage acting, and she might be Australia, trained. I'm not 100% sure, but that definitely helps with her vocals and her movements as well, especially since this is so physically daunting with this role. But it's just so much fun to watch and so much fun to play. And
speaking of dance routines, what did you think of the dance routine with the remake of Diamond's Our Girl's Best Friend?
Okay, so Ewan McGregor, as many people know, was in Moulin Rouge, and that was the first number. Diamonds Are the Girl's Best Friend. That was the first number that he met Nicole Kidman's character.
Correct.
So having like that callback to Moulin Rouge, that I was laughing my ass off. Wasn't really keen on the arrangement of it with the modernized arrangement.
I didn't really care for that, but I kind of understood where they were going.
Yeah,
with
like
that
where
version
she
of the
disassociated into her head at that point because of pain and everything, and so hearing about the diamond and what she needs to do about the diamond, and like trying to figure out how she can get out of being killed by what was his name? Mask?
Oh. It was like
Death Mask? I think it's Death Mask.
I think so.
Yeah, double check me in the comments.
But
if you know.
Roman.
Yeah.
Because she'd always call him Romy baby.
Yeah. So Roman there. That like to peel off faces and wear it as a mask. So I believe it is Death Mask.
I think so too.
Yeah. That seeing that with Ewan McGregor with the Diamonds Are Girl's Best Friend,
It just brought back the Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, exactly. And like she's painted up like
Marilyn Monroe.
like Marilyn Monroe, but also kind of like Nicole Kidman's character in that. Just very, very lightly with the red.
No,
that kind of vibe.
More so Marilyn Monroe, because her costume was a pink pantsuit.
Yeah.
Based off of the pink dress that Marilyn Monroe wore for that scene with
Right.
Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
Right. Yeah,
It was still a Harley Quinn twist to it, which was awesome, but...
She kind of more so reminded me of, like, an Emily Autumn in that one with the heart.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I see that. I see it now.
Yeah, because at first I was like, whoa, is that Emily Autumn? And I'm like, wait, no, that's Margot Robbie. Wait, no. I was laughing my ass off with that. That's just like another one of the manic, because this film was incredibly manic, and that's really good because Harley is mostly known for her mania.
Yes.
Where
she's kind of one of those anti-heroes that are misunderstood.
she's more of a mercenary, I would think.
Yeah. I would consider her more of a mercenary now.
Yeah.
Like, when she was with the Joker, she was evil all the way.
No,
but,
she was his conscience.
I mean, in some aspects, depending on the situation, yes, she was his conscience. But other times, that relationship was completely toxic. So
it was.
It's good that in the film you finally see she ain't nobody's woman but her own. I like that a lot of women are starting to do directing a lot more these days. I really like that.
Because it was directed by Kathy Yan and then screenplay by Christina Hodson. And it's very seldom that you will see a lot of female directors and female writers out there.
Correct.
Because of the toxic fanboys out there.
Well, that, and then it's also hard for women in this particular field to be taken seriously.
Oh, definitely. Like, I've also noticed when I'm on sets and everything, I have to work 3, 4, 5 times as hard. I'm known as, like, the hard ass, the bitch, what have
right.
you.
I remember.
You have, like, that bitch
some...
whore dichotomy on that. You're either the whore that everybody loves or the bitch that nobody wants to deal with, but you at least
right, because I remember you telling me
done.
about that with one of your classes, that a lot of the classmates of yours were like, oh my god, she's such a effing bitch right now. I don't want to say too much explicitives, but I'm like, she's a hard ass on you because she wants you to do your work and she sees the potential that you can do.
But it's like whenever I'm directing or something, like I definitely get that bitch whore dichotomy.
Right.
And looking at like this industry where it's still incredibly male dominated as well, it's very seldom you would even have this like get out the door, but because they had Warner Brothers backing them all the way for it, that was definitely one that they had to like navigate around, and we don't really hear much about the navigation around, because like if you look at toxic fanboys, they're everywhere. Like you look at Star Wars, and Daisy Ridley was she got off of Twitter and Instagram and everything, and then
I've noticed that a lot of these celebrities these days.
Oh god, what's her name? The one that was playing Finn's girlfriend in the second of the Disney remakes.
Oh, the chick that played Rose?
Yeah. I forget what her name is, but she was also bullied off of Twitter and everything.
That's what I absolutely hate about fans. Like, quote-unquote, true fans.
They're not really fans.
No, because if you're actually a fan of somebody, you would, be like, okay, yeah, I don't like what this is, but I appreciate what you do anyway.
Right.
Because I'm a fan. It's called constructive criticism.
Yeah, there's a line between constructive criticism, which is...
and outright bullying.
Yeah, and that's what this film had a lot to, like, navigate with. Between the bullying and between the actual valid criticisms. Like I said, is it the best film ever? Absolutely not.
No.
There was a good few plot holes with it. Like, why is Harley not doing anything? Even though she's, like, completely plastered. Like, when she was in the comic line or in the other film, when she was in the comic line, or when she was in Suicide Squad, when she was like completely plastered, why wasn't she doing anything there? Because even in that, she was still like throwing punches and everything, which that was kind of funny at the end when she's like shot in the neck by Ronan's boyfriend, and
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and she's like just punching him after.
Like when she gets her feeling back, she
after
takes
gets her feeling back.
the
But like
dart.
with the one where she was almost kidnapped and Canary saved her, she was just like, "Oh, I'm over here just doing that." Like that was one of the scenes that I definitely had a little issue with.
Yeah.
Because that was like, that's not really Harley there, and
No,
a lot of people would think it's just like pushing feminism just to push feminism when. It really wasn't. Because
yeah, I was
if it
gonna say that
was
too.
written the same exact way, directed the same exact way, but if you threw like nothing but men in there, like dudes would go out and they would be like, "Yeah, this is awesome. This is a pretty good movie." And that's just one thing that I never really understood and really cared for with the toxic masculinity of fandom there. Like, she's not there to be that whore with like the bitch whore dichotomy. Yes, she look like a whore, and she talks about with Harlequins being whores and that they're just thrown away. But she's not, and that's what it was about. It's not like feeding your desire to fap to anything.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
That's a whole other can of worms. But so far, I do think it was enjoyable.
What did you think about the egg sandwich?
Everybody in the comments of like comic book news, I can't stand seeing Harley cry about the Joker when she only did for like not even 10 seconds at the beginning of the freaking film, and that cry scene that everybody was thinking was about the Joker was literally just about a fucking egg sandwich.
Now, what I heard about that egg sandwich was...
It's the best egg sandwich in the world.
Well, besides Harley saying that, but with Margot Robbie, they had to use duck eggs.
Ew.
Because she's allergic to chicken eggs.
Gotcha.
So they used the duck eggs because of her chicken egg allergy, and it made it look more, especially with the 2 fried eggs, it made it look more appealing than with 2 fried chicken eggs because they're a lot smaller. So that at the end of the film, yeah,
when she finally got to
eat it.
Which, you know, when they were like throwing the slow-mo and everything at the 120 frames per second and everything, when they were throwing that up in the air, that was just a piece of rubber. Like, you can definitely tell that was just a piece of rubber.
When that hit the floor or the ground, and she starts leaning forward as she hits the ground, crying about her sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that was rubber. That was something that I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
I never knew somebody had that much love for an egg sandwich.
No, I just noticed like all the little bits and pieces with the production.
It's hard for you to turn your production brain off. Come on.
It's hard for me to turn off production brain, definitely.
Okay, so out of let's go 10 Harley Quinns. What would you rate this film?
I would, to be fair, rated about a 7.5.
I was actually thinking about the same, like a 7.5, almost pushing an 8, closer to an 8.
Yeah, I would definitely have it like a 7.5 out of everything, just because it does have a good few plot holes, but
right.
And it's not 100% sound, but no piece of art is 100% sound.
Correct.
Either.
That is correct.
So definitely being fair, looking at the production value, how everything went, I would definitely give it a 7.5.
Okay. Would it be something that you could actually find yourself owning?
Oh, definitely. What about you?
I would definitely own it. Like, it's one of our... Well, especially me, now, one of my go-to films to watch.
Yeah. Especially with this COVID-19 lockdown.
Yeah.
Yay.
Make sure that not only when you watch the movie, you also wash your hands.
Yes. Wash your hands. You don't want duck egg sandwiches slathered all over that. Or like Mr. Brewsty's little... slobber.
I'm sorry.
Slobber.
I love that hyena.
the hyena named Bruce after the hunky Bruce way.
Oh
God.
Yeah. Oh, but yes, folks, that is what we think about Harley Quinn, like Birds of Prey and the emancipation of Harley Quinn.
It's pretty much Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn without actually putting Harley Quinn first. So, yeah.
It was 100% Harley Quinn. It just had, like, Birds of Prey at the very, very, very tail end.
Right.
Yeah.
It should have been Harley Quinn and the birth of Birds of Prey. Or something along those lines.
I hope that there will be another Birds of Prey where it's just with Renee, Huntress, and
Canary. I would love that because I would love to go see that as like a follow-up.
See, but because of all the backlash and everything, it's doubtful that it will be made, especially without a Harley. Because they needed that pull. They needed Margot Robbie to generate the box office sales. Because they'll be like, oh, is this like trying to redo the TV show into the film? And what is this? And so I understand from that aspect and that point of view. But
it would be nice.
It definitely
would be nice.
Because literally all of them are queer as hell.
Well, we definitely know Renee is.
Oh yeah, Renee. That's Kate Kane's ex. Yeah. That she ended up drinking herself into a stupor and dumping Kate Kane, and Kate Kane became Batwoman afterward. But that's a whole other.
That's another topic for another day.
Right. Well, if you like this, definitely let us know in the comments below.
If you have seen the film, give us your thoughts on what you thought about the film in the comments.
It's definitely worth a watch, especially with the lockdown going on.
Yes.
So
yes, and now that it's on streaming platforms,
it's on like Vudu and
Amazon Prime.
it.
So definitely
Xbox, PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for something to do or watch during this time, give the movie a go.
It'll make you forget about stuff for a while, which is much needed.
Definitely.
Much needed. Unless you want to go crazy. All right. Well, that is it for us today. Mm-hmm. In the immortal words of the ever elusive Christina, Hail Satan and Cthulhu.
And all right. We'll see you next time.